Guys, I'm literally so upset right now. I recorded a 20-minute long coming out video in my car for only the footage to get deleted because I forgot to eject the disc properly and the whole thing got screwed over. So I'm gonna redo it for you guys because I love you guys so much. So happy Pride Month. Yay! So I decided to make this video because if I can help one person or inspire someone to be who they are, just one person, then I'm doing something right. I thought I'd take a little different twist to my coming out story because a lot of the videos out there on YouTube are very emotional, and that's not to deny their emotions or stories because, you know, those make me cry and I always feel so inspired by their stories. I thought I'd take a little twist on mine to make it a little bit funny and laughable and just to have fun with it because that's just who I am as a person. I like to just be like this all the time. Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with the story because it's kind of funny. Anyways, so if you guys don't know, I'm bisexual. And the first time I realized that I like girls and guys was grade 12 prom after party. I went up to this girl who's one of my classmates. You know who you are. I went up to her and I said, hey, you know, you and I, we should kiss. And she said, no. What do you mean? I said, you know, we're having fun. We're having a good time. She was like, nah. And that was the first time I realized I genuinely like girls. I think I like girls. And you know, growing up, you have your guy crushes on TV, girl crushes. I didn't realize that my girl crushes were actual feelings for women. The first time I actually came out to people was summer of 2016, heading into university. I was at a friend's birthday party. I was having a good time, and in the middle of the night we were all chatting and I said, guys, I think I like girls and guys. I think I'm bi. Nobody was really shocked, and then everyone went around and talked about their own sexualities, and it was such an open conversation and it was so awesome, and it was a great start to the other stories that I had coming out to other people. Also that summer I came out to another group of friends that I have. Again, I was if you can see a trend here, alcohol can help release tensions and anxiety surrounding my initial issues of trying to come out to people because I was so scared the entire time. I was so nervous, I needed substance to help me come out to people. But I was coming out to my other friend group. I thought I'd come out to them that night. Apparently I didn't. It took me actually 3 years for them to actually know that I was bi because I thought I told them 3 years before, but I didn't. So we're gonna say the story for the end. When I went off to university, I was staying in the dorms with a new group of friends and we all started living together in apartments. I gathered them together and said, hey, I'm bi. That was my coming out to my university friends, and they were so shocked. They were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. They were freaking out. They said congrats and or asking me a ton of questions how did you know? When did you know? And one of my friends said, you know, it makes sense. I was like, how does it make sense? What did I do? I don't know what I did. They were awesome about it. That was fun. The first family member I came out to was my brother, and I think it was May 2018. Guess where I came out to my brother? A grocery store. It was at a Fortino's, and for those of you who don't know what a Fortino's is, it is a fancy grocery store where you can get hot food and there's a little seating area. My brother and I were sitting there. I was eating maple sugar cookies, and I told him, Nicholas, I'm bi. I like guys and girls. He just stared at me in shock. He had no idea. He was like, oh my gosh, what? Yes, I am bi. He was like, oh, how do you know? And he started asking me the same questions that my university friends asked me, but he had no idea. He was really accepting and loving. It took me a year and a half later to finally come out to my parents, and I did that while I was at school over FaceTime and video call.
Wow.
Before I'd come out to my parents, literally minutes before, I called my cousin and came out to one of my cousins because I was so nervous that I need to prep myself beforehand. So I told my cousin, she had no idea, asked me the same questions as my brother and my university friends. And then after that call, I called my mom, then my dad. When I told my mom, I was a nervous wreck. I could not even come out with the words. I was shaking. I was crying beforehand. It took me 5 minutes to actually say that I like guys and girls and that I'm bi. And when I said it, she was like, what? I said, yes, I am bi. And she just like looked at me, and I was like, hello, tapping the screen, like, are you there? And she said, oh, I'm sorry, like, I'm just in shock, like, I don't know what to say, I'm just trying to process it. And then she was saying, I love you no matter what, you know, that we love you and we accept you for who you are and who you want to be, it's okay. And like when she said that, I knew she was gonna say that, but I still was crying my eyes out. It felt like a relief off my chest, but yet at the same time it didn't. It was such a weird feeling. I can't really explain. It was just a feeling, you know? Feelings are so hard to explain. But then after I called my mom, I called my dad, I said the same thing, Dad, I'm bi, I like guys and girls. He just like stared at me, like no response came out, and I got so scared. I was like, oh my god, like he's not gonna love me, like, oh, what do I do? Like, I didn't think this was gonna happen. And then eventually, like, he said, I love you no matter what, congrats for coming out. So that was fun. Like a month or so after I told my parents, I was hanging out with my friends from back home, that group of friends that I told 3 years ago and I actually didn't. I finally came out to them 3 years later. I was telling one of my friends how I had come out to my parents, and she said to me, you never came out to us. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I did 3 years ago. She said, no, you didn't. Like, I had to hear from another friend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I swear I told you guys. I thought you were like one of the first people to know. She was like, no. I had to gather all of my friends together. And I said, guys, like, I swear I told you this 3 years ago, but I guess I didn't. But by the way, like, I'm bi. And they were like, oh my gosh, like, congrats. You never told us that 3 years ago. And I said, I swear I did, but I guess I didn't. They were super open, super welcoming, but it was so frustrating because I wanted them to be the first people to know, and guess what? They ended up becoming the last people to know. Now we're here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If someone out there is inspired to be who they are, I encourage you to do that and know that whatever your story is, it is accepted, it is loved. If you get a poor reaction from somebody, know that there's a community out there that is here to support you, a huge community, in fact, there to support you. You are loved. Everyone is loved. Let's spread love. Love is love. Peace, love, blessings. Bye.
Yeah.
Happy Pride Month. Love you guys.